Can you hear me? Hello, this is Anne Rand. I know it seems unbelievable, but what we did that day back in 1960, me, Tricky Dicky, Johnny Spooky, and George, was inspired by only the best, only the most righteous of causes. For that is how we came to view it. The great sociological experiment. You see? The great sociological experiment, you see? That was how we viewed it. I was a Russian aristocrat, I admit. But these Bolsheviks, they took my things, you see. And it was unbearable. So I find this fellow, George Orwell, and I say, what if we did a social experiment? And he says, in that George Orwell sort of way, well, I don't know how to imitate him, but it was crazy good. It was crazy good, let me tell you. How do you know if a woman is Russian? She has blood in her veins. She has charisma, dominance, and a wolf-like power. Yes, that is how it is when we started the noble experiment. I'm Johnny Spooky. I don't know why I was called into this thing. I'm not a politician or anything. I'm the living embodiment of American insomnia. Also, I'm responsible for the famous meme / optical illusion where there's a cat holding a mouse in his mouth, and there's a garlic on the table and a pepper, and the garlic is a woman's eye, and the pepper is her lips, if I remember correctly. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe that this was an interactive experiment courtesy of Johnny Spooky. Johnny Spooky knows just what'll get you going. Johnny Spooky is a real professional. You get me? So I don't know why I was called into this, but man, those were some wild and crazy times. Johnny Spooky, learned a lot there. I learned so much. Like, for instance, what happens if too many people want communism, Or no? Oh, I like communism. I was the odd one out, you know? I'm actually a pretty chill guy, but here I am with all these smart stuffed shirts and their stupid ideas, and I thought, I'm Johnny Spooky. I'm Johnny Spooky, American entrepreneur and media sensation, advertising guru. And here these sharp little fellas are trying to ruin my legacy. I'm Johnny Spooky. I'm the embodiment of American insomnia. Well, it didn't turn out very good, did it? Because I'm Johnny Spooky. And I don't fit in with Ayn Rand or Richard Milhouse Nixon or George Orwell. Okay, I don't. I just don't. You get me? That's just how it is. But those were fun times. I'm not gonna lie to you and say they weren't fun times. They were pretty fun. They were pretty dope. There was no weed. There's no weed there. So it's like, you guys, you don't got any weed. But anyway, I'm Johnny Spooky. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I was part of this, huh? I was there in 1960. I went in their stupid greenhouse for a year, and I helped them out with shit, okay?
am not a crook. Because the American people have the right to know, if their president is a crook or not. Now, I did collaborate with these people, and I must say, they revealed a lot to me. I learned so much as a member of the Orwellians. I learned so much. The American people have the right to know, and I recommend that every God-loving American read Atlas Shrugged or 1984, those two great monolithic pieces of modern American literature. The American people have the right to know. I'm not a crook, but I'm a member of the Orwellians till my death.
Well, pip-pip cheerio, old chums. This is George Orwell, and I'd like to mention that I didn't get my fish and chips the other day. That's a real bother to me. You know I like my fish and chips, especially after coming out of that isolation. I really like my fish and chips, But yes, this was an experiment. An experiment gone awry. Can we help it? I don't think we can, Winston. Winston, have you been foiled again? Big Brother loves you. But in all seriousness, I think we came across something that day. Yes, something that would shift the world as we knew it. It was a secret, a forbidden knowledge that we uncovered. And with it we would destroy all the peace-loving peaceniks and keep them out of our society. Because as George Orwell, it is my responsibility to keep the world safe and sane and decent and righteous in the name of Her Majesty the Crown. And I will do that until the day I die. It was with this philosophy that we entered that greenhouse in 1960. And it is with this philosophy in mind that we formed the thought group that became the Orwellians. The Orwellians. The Orwellians.
I'm Nicolas Sequeira, and I've always been interested in the historically overlooked. Today I'd like to tell you the story of a commune of thinkers unlike no other. They called themselves the Orwellians, and they consisted of Russian writer Ayn Rand, who immigrated to the United States, George Orwell, a brilliant thinker and mastermind whose revolutionary novel 1984 revolutionized everything as we know it. Johnny Spooky, a tech programmer and internet visionary, and Richard Nixon, future president of the United States, known for the Vietnam War and Watergate scandal. These visionaries collectivized themselves in a greenhouse for 1 year straight and cranked out what is today considered some of the best work of fringe ideologies, including utilitarianism, totalitarianism, brutalism, feudalism, and libertarianism. And today, I'd like to tell you their story. But how to start? How did I find out about this, you might ask? How did I find out about this neglected scrap of history? Well, I found it in an old abandoned shed. And from looking around for it, I wanted to know where it was. I wanted to know where the action was at, because I knew that this had happened, and I just needed to know where. I break into a shed. Suddenly, there is an archive, an old film disc. The Orwellians Interviews, 1962. 2 years after the year that they spent in the greenhouse together, writing brilliant prose for the world to enjoy. What follows are the contents of that tape. I'm Nicolas Sequeira, and interested historically over it, but today I'd like to tell you the story of a commune of thinkers unlike no other. They called themselves the
I was born in Suffolk in 1899, and I was raised to believe that Britain is the center of the world, because of course it is. I went off to Burma, I shot elephants, I witnessed hangings, and I didn't care about any of these things because they were done in the name of Her Majesty the Crown, and anything that Her Majesty the Crown does must be done right. So then, what happened. I wrote a lot of books. I pretended to be poor, even though I was from a very rich family. I wrote, Keep the Planes Flying, Down and Out in the Slums, and rich people were very intrigued by the condition of the poor. I wrote the classic, the Bad Communist Pigs, in which I portray communism as pigs, and they're bad. Because, you see, the Soviet Union has lost its way. I am a socialist. I am not a capitalist, but the Soviet Union does not know what they're doing. And Trotsky, he's so much better than Stalin. So I figured there must be some like-minded individuals to join me on this quest of discovery as we mock and hate on capitalism and communism. I don't like capitalism, but I don't like communism even more. I hate communism. Communism is the ass. So I say, calling all great thinkers, a 2-week seminar for hating on communism. We will dump on communism for as long as you want. And you know who answered? Ayn Rand. Brilliant, marvelous lady. She was exquisite and such a writer. So much better than Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald or any of those trash. Here was a lady to charm. She came up the English Channel, walked into the greenhouse door, and said, "I want to stay here for an entire year." And I said, "Yes, dear lady. You can stay here for a year. And remember, Big Brother is always watching." But yes, that was how a noble experiment started. I was born in Suffolk in 1890.
I have written many famous books, which today have formed the backbone of Russian capitalism. I wrote Anthem, Anthem 2, Objectivist Boogaloo, The Value of Greediness, We the Living, We the Dying, We the Starving, We the People. I wrote Atlas Shrugged, Atlas Smirked, The Fountainhead, The Building, The Skyscraper, and Get Off Your Ass, You Lazy Piece of Shit, A Guide on How to Live Your Life, by Ayn Rand. So when George Orwell came up to me and was like, "You wanna do this thing?" I was like, "Aye, comrade, we will do it together. Because this is how we do things in Russia. We take our vodka hard. We take our snow cold. And we take our principles very, very seriously." Because, you know, that is how we do it in Russia. Well, we knew that, as with any setup, there's going to have to be an arrangement to be made, some strict guidelines which we could follow, you see. So they were set in place, and we were off to the races, and things were looking good.
Ah, the greenhouse. We had to set it up in such a way that it would be perfect for our operations. As I remember it, was kind of small, but it had a lot of secret entrances. Kind of a weird aesthetic, which looked a lot like the greenhouse from the episode of Columbo, The Greenhouse Murders.
It had to be specially designed to fit my girth. As many of you may know, I'm a bit of a chubby fellow, so they had to cut out one of the panels in the front to allow for my giant mass to pass through it. This is the respect which was given to the President of the United States.
Ah, yes, the greenhouse. The plants. It was gorgeous. It was lovely. I loved the greenhouse because it was so beautiful in there. Hot, humid, warm, muggy, filled with insects and mosquitoes. I always felt at home because I am a bloodsucker myself.
And that was how it was, you know? We didn't have any surveillance because... Why is the phone ringing? What? Ah, hang on a sec. Shut up, you stupid thing. You're part of Big Brother, you damn tech. Technology is evil. That's one thing I introduced. We didn't have any surveillance in this greenhouse because if we did, it would have invaded our lives. You know, that's why I hate television. Because it is evil. Because it spies on you, you know. But the greenhouse was to fit with none of that. We didn't have any tech. None of that. We just had a typewriter that didn't operate on electricity. And we had one coffee machine because we were all caffeine addicts. Oh, I just cultivated so many tomatoes in there. It was like, wow. I don't even like tomatoes, so I don't know what was up with that, but like tomatoes, you know,
And at the end of the day, we had formed a community. A community built on hard principles and friendship. And not many people can say that.
As I remember it, the greenhouse was at least 40 meters in diameter. Wait, are you talking or am I talking? Who's talking? Who is this? Oh. Sorry, I'm going a bit senile. Yeah, I remember the greenhouse. It was pretty big. Too big. It was like a biodome, you know? I mean, for God's sakes, it was like a freaking biodome, I'm telling you. It was like this giant, gorgeous environment that George Orwell spent all his pensions on. I don't even know how the guy afforded it. He never had any money. I guess he did. He was probably rich as shit. Yeah, but you wouldn't know it from looking at him. He was dressed in rags, and he ate dirt soup. He just loved eating dirt soup, I know. George was a comrade. A gorgeous man from Britain. For the testimony to the Soviets that I was the first to go into the greenhouse with George Orwell, legendary British writer. He's a genius, a visionary, and a genius, and so smart. And that was how it was. We had the world in our clutches, and nobody would tell us what to do or make us pay our stinking taxes. Because the Queen doesn't have to pay any taxes, so why should I have to pay my taxes, Winston?
Big Brother is watching you, and Big Brother wants you to pull out that victory gin and take a harsh swig before the thought police say 2 plus 2 equals 5. Do you understand me? I know I sound crazy, but I assure you, everything I say makes sense, and you ought to trust me because I make sense. I am God.
In an environment such as that, it was only inevitable that surrounded by the trees and foliage, we would come up with some of the greatest literature of all time. And that we did. For it was in this greenhouse that I wrote my masterpiece, Atlas Shrugged, by Ayn Rand.
I am Dagny Taggart, the Money Queen. It is so nice to have my full of money. Give me some of those greens, please. I want me $100, fat stacks of cash. I want to make myself a bag. Can I have monies, please? I'm Dagny Taggart, the Money Queen. Surely you have heard of me. I am a famous entrepreneur and jet setter, and I love the money. And can I have some? I am American. You can tell because I am Dagny Taggart. And America is all about the money. Make me a fat stack, please. I'm an attractive heroine, and I want to make me some money. Give me the money, please. I'm filled of newspaper, but newspaper is not money paper, and I want my money. Give me the money, please. Thank you. Hello, peoples. I'm sorry, I'm lowering your wages to $1 this month, but I need the money, because I am the Money Queen. Oh yes, I am Dagny Taggart, the Money Queen. You know the government, they put too much taxes on me money. I cannot have that, for the taxes are evil. Hey, can I have the money, please? Give me all money. I deserve the money because I am smart and good, and I deserve to get ahead in society. Oh boy, money, my favorite. Oh, my favorite. Woohoo! My favorite. Let me caress the money. My favorite is my favorite. Oh, the money, the good life. So workers, I will have to warn you, you cannot go on strike, because the real rebels is not you unionists, it is we greedy business people at the top, because we are the true thinkers and politicians and super people of society, and that's why we get all the money. Whoopsie doodles is my favorite money. Woohoo! I love me some tasty green. I munch it down and then it goes in between. I am Dagny Taggart, the Money Queen, and I am here to make sure that I get all the money. Woohoo! My favorite. Top class money. My favorite is the money. Who is John Galt? I do not know, but one thing is for sure. John Galt is someone, but I like the money, and I do not like to pay my taxes, because the government is evil and wants to take away my money. Please, government, do not take away my money, or do not take away my newspaper stuffing. I am only Dagny Taggart, the innocent Money Queen. I am a supreme being over you peasants. May I have my money, please? Oh, yes, this is the money. So good. I love me some money. Woohoo! 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 Oh, I am dizzy. I love me some fat stacks. A money. Oh, yes. Who is John Galt? 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 Who is he? I do not know. I only want my money, but there's rumors of John Galt, the mysterious man. Who is John Galt, anywho? I do not know. Let me call up my friend Hank Reardon, who is a friend of Buster Briggs and Soccer Sam. Hank Reardon, do you have any answers as to whom John Galt is? The money. Oh, the money. The money. Well, Dagny, it would seem that John Galt is a made-up character. Sorry, honey. I know you wishes for a vigilante who will save us from the evil tax makers, but I believe John Galt is nothing more than a fairy tale. He is set to keep us free from the evils of the taxes and the government so that we may pollute the environment and become friends with the Koch brothers and money. But we may not be able to do that. Sorry, honey. May I have a smooch? I want a smooch, please. No. I am only Hank Reardon, oil magnate and entrepreneur, but I know for a fact that soon we will either have to do away with the taxes or die trying, because the taxes are evil, you hear me? Taxes. Like the government wants my money too much. I don't want to give away my money. Oh, dang it, all my newspapers is falling out. Oh, no. What happened? Oh, it's my insides, please. Someone help me. I'm falling apart. I'm supposed to have a large chest. However, my newspaper insides are, that is better, contained within my shirt. Do not worry, honey. We will have a nice yacht together on the sunset, and it will be nice. John Galt, we do not know if he exists, so better to invest in the railways and the coal mines. Oh, yeah. Remember, I'm Hank Reardon, and I'm old steel magnate entrepreneur. I'm ready to have money, please. Can I have the money? No? Oh, dang it. I do not give my money. What happened to my newspaper, Stephanie? I am full of newspapers. What is going on here? Who is John Galt? Who is John Galt? Figure out in the next episode of Galt's Gulch, where we uncover the mysterious identity of John Galt. Mysterious man. Who is John Galt? We may never know. But one thing is for certain. The government will not get away with what they are trying to push on us. No, sirree. I stand for a day when all my stuff came out again. Is there no rest for a wealthy oil magnate such as myself? Come on, someone stuff me back in. Dang it. I am full of newspapers and they are falling out. And it's oh, dang it, it's a complete sack fest. Come on. John Galt, help. They are taxing me dry. I am being depleted of my newspapers. Please. Oh, it is such a scene of death. Oh, no. I'm Hank Reardon. Please respect me. Do not make fun of me. Oh, dang, and my esophagus. It is a tragic sight. Hank Reardon. Dagny, please comfort me. I am skinny and frail because I have been taxed by the evil government. Please. Please, Dagny. I cannot do this no more. It is going to deplete me dry. We must make haste for Galt's Gulch, the magic place where there is no taxes, and I get to make myself a fat stacks of cash. Is a money. Oh boy, a money. Ah, my money. Oh, please, Dagny, hold me. I cannot do this anymore. I am falling out of newspapers. Oh, Dagny. If it was not for you, I would never have invested in Wall Street to begin with. You are the money queen. Please, Dagny, help me. I am falling apart. Oh, no. Oh. Please stuff me back up. What happened to my head? I no longer have those epic shades. Oh, dang it. I am Dagny Taggart, the money queen, but I do not have a head. What? Dagny Taggart. Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart. Hank Reardon. Two objectivist souls spinning in infinity. Two objectivist souls spinning in infinity. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. 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 They asked who was John Galt. They got an assault. They were taxed till they were dry. They saved the day with their objectivist values. This modern day Bonnie and Clyde. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Two souls caught in infinity, going down railroads, caught in infinity, playing the stock market, caught in infinity. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. 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 Forever in Galt's Gulch, Galt's Gulch. Who is good, John Galt? Who knows? All I know is that Atlas Shrugged, Danny Taggart, and Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart and Hank Reardon. A magnum opus for the ages. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Dagny Taggart, Hank Reardon. Oh, oh, oh. Toot toot. We are now leaving Plausibility Station. I think everyone is dead.
Now, 1 month in, there was the hipster incident. One of these bastards, one of Allen Ginsberg, or Jack Kerouac, or one of these wacky bastards, they come strolling on down the lane and feel they ought to loiter outside my greenhouse. So I come out and say, "You pervert, I bet you have sex with men. You disgust me. You pinko commie bastard." And then I start throwing bricks at the little shit. He's scared, you know, because I'm George Orwell and I'm a towering presence. I am a bastion of power and intellectual honesty. And so this disturbed the little shit. And he was scared for his life because I came out there with a solid gun. The people will not take my guns away from me, Winston. Big Brother is watching you. Big Brother knows everything. But after that, we had no more trouble with hipsters, the little shits, the little beatniks. They think they can compare to my intellectual and savvy and wonderful work. 1984, Naked Lunch, more like bad lunch, no free lunch, right? Dharma bums? What about just bums? You sick little bastards. Bet you have sex with men, don't you? I'm George Orwell, and I'm the smartest writer you'll ever meet. I am a genius, Winston. Don't you forget it.
In 1948, this man had a vision. His cream cheese had spoiled, and he saw something truly disturbing. A large man with a mustache 3 times as thick as his own. People talking, chanting, cubicles, hallways, people walking, helicopters, outside, TV screens, and people yelling, and people screaming at a TV screen, in a big room, and fire, and explosions. It was scary. And Boy Scouts singing, and notes, and fire, and newspeak, and pencils, and TVs, and military crew cuts, and tape. Man, oh man, was that cream cheese spoiled. Now, in 1984, his vision becomes a movie called 1984, and it will be the best movie. Watch as Mr. Winston Smith goes around Sad Town and does sad things. He's such an emo, you know? Oh, damn. He's a rebel. Yeah. Things aren't looking too good for him, with Mallory O'Calclough as O'Brien, and there's Hills and stuff, and he's like, Winston, we're not going to get along very well, are we? And also the woman is there also, and Winston wants to kiss her. And it happens, and they kiss and hug and have a lot of sex, and oh yes, not only is this a drama, it's also a romance. And of course we have the villainous Edward Alfcott as Mr. Charlemagne. And of course we have 1984, the movie. Now, with Johnson Montgomery as Mr. Longbottom, and corpses. And dear God, what have we done? What has mankind turned into? With John Hurt, Richard Burton, Susanna Havalapa, and Chakalapa Sao. Watch. This man's mustache is too virile. George Orwell cannot handle the large mustached man because his own mustache is the size of a pencil.
Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Johnny Flippin' Spooky. I'm a total software nut. Now, many of you may know me from my title, The Embodiment of American Insomnia, although I am also the founder and co-operator of SpookySoft, version 9, available in GameStops everywhere now. Now, I will take a few questions from the crowd. I'm sure you have a bunch of questions
because I'm such a software king. I'm the software god. Every day people come up to me and ask me like, hey, it's Johnny flippin' spooky, isn't it? And I have to be like, yeah, it's Johnny flippin' spooky up in this his ass, alright? So, yeah, ask me whatever question you want. Is it true that in 1960, you were stationed with George Orwell, Ayn Rand, and Richard Nixon in some sort of garden commune? Yeah, but it wasn't like a garden commune. It was more like a greenhouse commune. We went in there. It was a greenhouse. It was nice. But, you know, it was pretty slick. It was pretty dope. And I was able to work on my software in there, which was pretty intense. It was a lot of fun. That was 12 years ago, you know. Now I'm a father and I got 2 kids and raising them's tough. But I know that my Silicon Valley investments will return big time. Currently I'm working with IBM to produce a computer called the Chiptune. It's going to have chips. It's going to have tunes. It's going to be lit. But yeah, I was part of that. And as many of you may have heard, the purpose of this whole commune thing was kind of to get the creative juices flowing, create some tight stories that were totally epic and bomb sauce. And yeah, I actually created one, and it was called, I think it was called The Tale of the Softwares by Johnny Spooky. It was pretty dope, if you're asking me. Like, it was pretty funkalocious. Hey, yeah.
I'm a flip phone and I can call you friends. I'm a flip phone and I can call you friends. Come on down, it's the fun that never ends when you've got a flip phone with 100 buttons and features. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. Don't worry, it won't be like a knife, but I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. Oh, I can ruin your life. I can ruin your life. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. Lasers read me, don't take that lightly. I'm a dinosaur, a carnivore. I'm a flippin' dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur, dinosaur. I'm a flippin' carnivore. I can eat you in the land before. Oh baby, you don't wanna mess with me. I'm a robot dinosaur, running on bits and zeros, yeah. Techno goggles on. Everybody, you gotta see what we're doing here. Oh yeah. Code is the language that computers speak. Code, it's the language that computers speak. Computer don't speak English, at least not for a week. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. I'm an optical disc and I can ruin your life. I'm a flip phone, baby. Yeah. I'm a flip phone, baby. I'm a flip phone, and I can call your friends. I'm a flip phone, I can call your friends. Come on over and we'll come on in. I'm a flip phone. Flippy flip phone is my name. I am playing another game, you know me. I'm flip phone and I can call your friends. I'm flip phone and I can call your friends. We are the software of the new millennium. Oh yeah. Don't play with us or we will really mess you up, you know that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Buy Johnny Spooky's software today if you don't want your life to get really messed up.
night it happened. Georgie was coming out of the shower. Oh, he was strapping and muscular. Oh, he looked like a Cossack, fresh from the front. Even though he was only limey. God, how I craved this man. This absolute beast of a man. My Russian womanhood chorused with fury and passion. I wanted him. Now, the shower we had in the commune was set up with scarcely more than a gutter. Most of the water in there was contaminated and filthy. But even George Orwell looked good after splashing around in the mud all the time. My gosh, was he attractive. He was an athletic specimen. Now you must understand, this was after I had already gone through at least 5 divorces with wives who could not appreciate the genius that was George Orwell. And so I said, I will have him, or nobody will. He will be mine, and mine alone to control. The next night, we were all sat down around the dinner table. Me, Johnny Spooky to my left, Richard Nixon across the table. He was doing something with his potatoes, I don't remember what. And I said to George, "Hey, handsome, why don't we make out a bit, huh? What do you say?" And George, he turned to me. There was a really sad and forlorn look in his eyes, as if he knew what was coming. And he said, I'm sorry. I respect you as an author, but sex before marriage is illegal, and if we have it, then I will be taken to jail by Big Brother, and you will too, more than likely. That really put a damper on my day, because I was so short-tracked. George Orwell, and there was no priest present, save Johnny Spooky, who in his youth joined the clergy, but he was not ordained. He was a fraud, so that pretty much eliminated all chances of us getting married and having sex, and that was a big problem, and it culminated in quite a bit of drama around the commune, as Richard Nixon was really wondering if we were an item. He was a bit too hyped for his own good, as they say. But we were never an item because, according to George Orwell, sex before marriage is illegal or something. I've never heard of that, even under the Caesar. You could have sex before marriage, but then again, life under communism is a bit different. Once the communists come into control, they establish all kinds of strange legislation, things which in a civilized country would not be accepted. I remember when the communists came, I was only 20 and I was not prepared for it. They said, "You have to give up all your jewels and your family estate, your $1 million gold swimming pool." I was not prepared for this. It was too much. I had to give away my darling poodle Poopsie to the filthy communists. Soon all the statues were put up, all the filthy symbols of the people, of the average citizenry, of Joe Bootstrapper and Mark Baker making bread, as if that contributes to society. We, the ruling class, we, the living, we are who decided the fate of the world. We are who contributed the most to society. My father was a sausage packer. He was not a sausage packer per se, but he controlled hundreds of thousands of other sausage packers, many of whom noticed things such as fingers and rats in the sausage mix. These were quietly dismissed, and anyone who complained about the hours or the pay was swiftly ground into fresh sausage. Under communism, that wouldn't fly. The people complained, the people wanted more money, the people wanted more free time to play tiddlywinks or whatever, so, it was difficult. Transition. Luckily, I escaped to America, and now I write a big newspaper column, sensation stuff, the Ayn Rand weekly, and I tell people that their problems are not systemic. Systemic issues do not exist. The problems are because they are sad and pathetic people, and they do not try hard enough. That's it. I really wish it had worked out for me and Orwell. We could have been the hot couple of the commune. We could have had the first child of the commune, but unfortunately, we are not able to have the first child of the commune, and space in the greenhouse was limited. It was only 2 feet by 2 feet, so it was hard to move around. If we had children, it would be even harder to move around. Besides that, George Orwell, by this point, was well into his dirt soup phase, but he enjoyed going out to the garden and picking some fresh dirt and making it into delicious dirt soup, which we had at many of our dinners together. It was interesting, to say the least, although it was a bit rich in minerals, I enjoy vegetable soup, perhaps beef broth, perhaps caviar, perhaps filet mignon. It was suitable, and anyone who says George Orwell's famous dirt soup recipe is not something to be admired, it was good. However, nothing compared to his handsome musculature, his stature, and his build. He was a hunk of a man, an absolute dashing legend, and I just wished I could have had the opportunity to see his little brother. But that said, it did not go that far between us, and we ended up, nothing ever really came of it. He did not even notice me, or notice that I was alive. He was too busy with his book, which he claimed was going to be a masterpiece and a new standard. He said it was going to be called 1985 and take place roughly 2 years, 1 year actually, after 1984. Whereas Winston, his character, becomes a super top secret spy and goes down to America, where he laughs at the backwards Americans and how stupid they are and how backwards they are. It sounded like a lot of fun, but unfortunately, he never completed it. I could have been his sixth wife. A real disappointment all around. I wonder how George Orwell had so many other wives, so many divorces. I would have stayed with him until his end and my end. Would have stayed with him till death do us part. Because that is how we do it here in Russia. We take our vodka cold. We take our snow hard. And we do not let go.
I'm not much of a writer. I was the only politician out of the group. The rest were writers. Well, Johnny Spooky was a programmer. But I was boring. George Orwell is boring. Damn the man. He was a boring man. But I'm boring too. I'm no fun at parties. When I go to parties, people look at me as if I was syphilis. I'm not a very popular man. Back in 1960, man, it was a different time. Everything was different. The phones were different. The pizza was different. The shit you could get away with as a politician was different. It was in those closed, sanctimonious greenhouse walls that I laid the plan for the Watergate scandal, which ultimately resulted in my downfall all those many years later. I already knew G. Gordon Liddy. We were old friends. We played badminton together on weekends. And he would say, "Nixon, you boring son of a bitch, there's something so appealing about you, I can't put it down." And I would be like, "Yes, I'm Richard Nixon. I'm Tricky Dicky. I'm a smart human being. I'm a smart politician." If it wasn't for the Orwellian commune, I probably never would have written the first draft of the Watergate scandal, which was entitled, I forget what was entitled, Hotel Escapades. I showed my draft of it to George Orwell, and he said, "This is quite the political thriller you have here, Tricky Dicky." And I said, "Thank you. Thank you."
G. Gordon Liddy, Jeb Magruder, John Mitchell, John Dean. These are the gosh darn White House plumbers, and this is their tale, a story of espionage, a story of corruption, a story of a life wasted.
Look, man, I know you're having fun and everything, but you gotta take that sign down. This says White House plumbers, 'cause it's supposed to be top secret, okay? You can't be saying White House plumbers. It's gonna give the jig up and we're gonna go to prison. Do you understand me? Prison! Prison!
Well, yes, Liddy, I guess I understand you. I think I get it. But really, what harm could it do if there's a sign that says plumbers? It's all in good fun, you know. What would that mean? Plumbers, why are we called plumbers?
You idiot! You stupid idiot! You bonzo! We're called plumbers because we fixed the president's pipes. You know, he goes to the buffet and he eats a shit ton of food, like more food than is healthy, more food than is recommended in any dietary regimen. We help him. That's our job.
Well, I mean, don't look at me, my name is John Dean. I get confused with Jimmy Dean all the time. People come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're the sausage man, aren't you?" Or they're like, "Hey, you're the rebel without a cause, aren't you?" But I'm neither of those things. I'm just a lawyer. I don't want to be wrapped up in this anymore, Liddy. You're a crook. You look like a pawn shop owner. Me, I'm from Harvard. You understand? And if I can't have a sign on the door that says White House plumbers, then what good am I? What good am I? Is there any meaning to my life? Is there any meaning to my life? Dear God. Oh, Liddy, I can't take this anymore. That's all right, kid. You're a good kid, you know. You try your best. Just show up to work every day on time, and it'll be all gravy, okay? Gotcha. All right, men. The president has called us in to do a special job on the DNC. Those filthy, slimy, commie, pinko libtards. We're gonna take care of them, aren't we, boys? Well, yes, we are going to take care of them. Now, here's what I propose. We get into the Watergate Hotel, and we're like, "Hey, we're here. We're not here to spy or anything. We're just here for fun. A relaxing 2-day getaway cruise and all-you-can-eat buffet. And go down to the casinos and you can have a good time if you want. But remember, We're there to tap those filthy Democrats.
Well, here's what I don't get exactly. Okay? Why are we hiding this stuff in chapstick? Why not, like, in the wall or something? You know, why chapstick?
Are you stupid? We're hiding it in chapstick because my lips are a veritable Sahara desert. You get me? My lips are basically like the Sahel at noon. I need some chapstick. And if we can hide our wires in these chapstick cases, and I can also chap my sticks, or chap my lips, or unchap my lips, or whatever I mean to say, then, yeah, we should get the job done. So what do you say, boys? This is going to be an easy score.
I don't know. Something about this right reeks of tyranny. I don't want to go to jail, Liddy. I'm a young man yet. I'm a young man. I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm only a plumber. I'm practically Mario. Like, look at me.
Oh, Jeb. You pathetic little sot. We're all going to go to prison over this. But who cares? It's for the president. And we are all the president's men.
Yeah, that's right, boys. Now let's get in there and let's get cracking. Let's crack down on these guys. Because we're the CRP. We're the flippin' candidate for the reimagining of Pascal. Alright? Yeah. Oh, extreme close-up. Oh, dang.
Okay, here we are. Now remember, act natural.
I'm as natural as can be expected.
I'm not used to doing legal things. I could lose my bar. I took the bar exam. Weeks of study. Why are you forcing me to do this? Just be quiet, goddammit. We need to concentrate. Hide up there in the shelf. Oh, okay. Oh my God. I'm scared shitless, John. You know what this means to me. I could lose my license.
Okay, Jeb, I think we've got everything pretty much taken care of up in this pizzazz, if you catch the drift. It seems as if we are gathering some serious intel on these filthy commies.
Hey, Liddy. Hey, you want to hear something?
Okay, sure, Jeb, what is it?
I know you won't want to hear this, but that liquor you were drinking?
Yeah, what about it? It was good. It was like 4 Roses or something.
I had to urinate, Liddy. It was too unbearable us hiding up here. My bladder was set to burst. Please, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, Jeb. I'm just going to get pissed. Okay, boys, it looks as if we've reassembled. Who's here, right? Everyone? Okay, good. Now, here's what I propose. Let's get out of here as soon as possible. We've got enough info on these filthy Democrats to know what they're planning in the next election. We're all doing it for Nixon, right? Tricky Dicky, our favorite.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, Nixon is the people's choice. Nixon is only the people's choice because we're making him the people's choice. This is wrong. I'm going to prison.
Oh, John, don't be such a sat. We'll get out of this fine. My name isn't Liddy the Squiddy. So slippery and sneaky. Oh, shit. I'm such a conniving little bastard.
Oh, dang it. This stinks of corruption. I'm going to hell for this, and hell is something I fear far more than the wrath of the American people. They're just people, man. I'm gonna be eaten by demons. Hellfire's gonna consume me.
Shut up, Jeb. We're doing fine, okay?
Hey, Forrest Gump is out there spying on us right now.
Forrest Gump? I thought he was out fishing shrimp or some shit.
It turns out Forrest Gump shows up in many places, some of which you wouldn't expect. Liddy? That's it. My career as a lawyer is over. It's all done. Well, it was nice while it lasted. At least I have friends like you. Friends who supported me through thick and thin. But it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. You know what I'm gonna have to do?
Oh, no, you're not. You're not going to snitch on us, you little shit. You're not going to snitch on us, you hear me? No, no, no. I've worked hard at where I am. Worked hard. Oh, shit.
Yes, I'm going to have to snitch on you. All of you. All a bunch of cowards and thieves. Sniveling little men.
Hey, I know we're having a bit of a moment right here, but I'm kind of hungry. What do you say we go get some, like, deep-fried steaks after this? I want a big salad. I want a big appetizer. I know espionage is hard and all, and I feel like we could all really use to go down to the local, how about Howard Johnson's? Oh shit, yes, there's a Howard Johnson's right across the street. And I will order the breakfast special for everyone, or whatever you guys want. I'm absolutely famished, and if we're going to jail, if we're going to end up in prison like the filthy crooks we are, we may as well eat a delicious meal at our local Howard Johnson's before this is all out. What do you say, guys?
Well, that does sound good.
Oh, heck yeah, Howard Johnson's. That's my favorite. Oh, John, you came up with a good idea. Heck yeah, let's go to Howard Johnson's. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm in for some steak and ribs. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, guys, yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's Howard Johnson's for a famous grilled and butter Frankfurt in a toasted roll, or a choice steak, charcoal broiled the way you like it, sizzling on the outside, tender and juicy on the inside. Howard Johnson's is famous for fried clams, tender, sweet, deeply crusted and golden brown, crispy, crunchy, sweet as a nut, and ice cream from the wonderful world of 28 flavors, made with fresh cream, fine ingredients, and ice cream soda, cool, luscious, at the landmark for hungry Americans.
Howard Johnson's. Next stop, Howard Johnson's. Join the folks who know.
It wasn't long before our little commune started attracting attention. An angry mob got riled up from the surrounding countryside. I tell you, people of all shapes and sizes. They weren't too happy about our little get-together. And they gathered to take us down.
You know, this George Orwell guy, from what I hear, he's a bit of a subversive. A bit on the left, you get me? He's a bit of a commie pinko subversive. So what we need to do is get in there and take him down by any means necessary. That's right, I'm talking explosives. I'm talking assassinations. He is a filthy commie, and we won't be having any of that in our nice little community here, right? Isn't that right, Mr. Monroe? You were in the butcher shop, that's right. We won't be having any of this, will we? Nope, no siree. This George Orwell guy, from what I hear, is a very irreputable author, and his books are garbage. Let's run him out, people. Let's get rid of this commie pinko scum once and for all. This red menace that is affecting our community, the nation, the people, the people's choice. Let's get rid of it, people. Let's do it. Let's make a difference. Let's go out there and let's show these Orwellians what we're made of. Because George Orwell is a filthy, pinko, leftist, commie scum.
Of course, when they got here, Ayn Rand came out, marvelous lady, and she was clutching an olive branch, a peace offering, and so many of the group said, Ayn Rand, I know you, your writing is stupendous. And they had no choice but to pack up and go home because there was nothing for them to see. We were on the same side as they were. You know, now that I think about it, Orwell did hate technology, but there was quite a bit of technology in the commune. For instance, the biofilters, which he placed upon each and every door, which were meant to scan our bodies
and remove any trace of outside bacteria to keep the environment pure and fresh.
As I remember it, it was a very sanitary environment kept to the highest cleanliness standards of the day. Anytime you had to go out to the outside world, you had to wear your biosuit. It was a bit like the movie Extraterrestrial, if you've ever seen that, the bit where they've got the hospital set up. And it was a bit like that for us. It was a bit like a medical laboratory. We committed some medical atrocities in there which shouldn't be described in vivid detail for obvious reasons.
As I recall, George held something called the Filth Sermon, where he would take us in and say, you know these Bolsheviks, they're trying to corrupt you. The only true man to follow is Emmanuel Goldstein. You'll go down the memory hole, you'll go down the thought crime. It all sounded very smart, but it was smart. Who am I kidding? It was George Orwell, for God's sake. Genius. I am proud to have attended the Filth Sermon. You know, I had to keep my community safe from outside influence, because with outside influence comes newspeak, comes the new language, the new ideas, the new thoughts. Those are dangerous ideas, are devastating. You've got to keep your words simple. Never use big words like cronyism, postmodernism. Just talk like you're in the Bible. You can't use big words because that's how Big Brother gets you. In the end, you've got to use tiny little descriptive adjectives and take your page as if it was the last grain of sand on the beach. Because otherwise, you're too fucking smart for me to understand. And I can't have that, Winston. I can't have that. Big Brother is watching you. Hello, everyone. Thanks for attending tonight's Filth Sermon. I know there are only 3 of you, but what the heck? One of you could have skipped out on me in that case, you know. My gorgeous ideas wouldn't be spread properly, so thank you for being in attendance and thank you for showing up. Now that said, I think there are some things we need to address. Johnny Spooky, over the past week, you have been doubting the authenticity of my great work in 1985. You have been saying that it is rational, that it does not predict the future. You're a little computer geek. You think you can predict the future? You think you can? I don't work at IBM. I work for Simon & Schuster, bitch. I am not a scientist, but I know what's going to happen in the future. Do you understand? You see, Kellyanne Conway is using the phrase alternative facts. This is the same thing as newspeak. It was there all along. You just didn't notice it. You're just too stupid to notice it. 1984 is a heartbreaking and poignant work. It is a powerful masterpiece. It is my magnum opus. And anyone who disrespects it, or calls it irrelevant, or points out that the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991 is a traitor, and the scum of the earth, and a totalitarian sympathizer. Don't you dare call my life's work irrelevant. You're irrelevant, that's what I say. Do you understand? We are Big Brother, and he is us, and we is him, and he is we. And because we surrender our privacy, you see, to Facebook, which is Big Brother in disguise, they're going to roll out the concrete pyramids with the Facebook insignia on the side, of course. That wasn't in my book, but, you know, these things happen. And that's how it's going to go down, people. We are giving up our privacy to the big tech firms. And they are Big Brother, even though they are private companies and not governmental institutions. And also they're capitalist and not communist, but, you know, you're being a little too hard on me here. It's not a prediction, it's just a warning, so it can be as vague and meaningless as it wants to be. It's just a warning. I'm just warning people about this futuristic society where, you know, you have giant stone pyramids and everything, you know. It's just a warning. It's so like, you better be scared of that lobster over there. He's going to stab you. Just a warning. I'm not trying to predict anything. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to make any sense, okay? You think science fiction is supposed to make sense? It's called a fiction, okay? It's not supposed to make sense, alright? Yeah. But, yes. So, Johnny Spooky, better watch out. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to send you down to room 101, down in the mulch cellar. You know what we put down there? We put the maggots down there. We put the compost down there, you understand? We'll feed our plants with you. We'll turn you into mulch, you little shit. I'm fucking George Orwell. I am the king of literature. Bow before your new god. Anyway, now that we've taken care of that, why don't we all open up our respective copies of 1984. Ayn Rand might bring in some copies of We the Living soon so we can read those, but in the meantime, let's read 1984, starting off on page 62, where Winston discovers that he has a bad bruise on his foot, and there is no antiseptic cream available at the local communist pharmacy, so he has to go to his neighbor, Mrs. Shadrach, who has two filthy, grimy, greasy children, and they're like, "Hello, Mr. Winston, can I have some more?" And Winston is like, "The state. This is all the state's fault." Man, this book gets me every time, you know. It's so poignant, touching. It's so poignant and heartbreaking. And it's so damn relevant to our lives. Oh, but man, he was like he carried himself to such stature, such brazier, you know. He was attractive, you know. Even by Russian standards, I mean, I could have gotten a husky Cossack with a mustache, but instead, you know, he was attracted to this little English dweeb with a pencil on his upper lip. It was, I do not know it. It was simply a simple twist of fate, as Bob Dylan says, but for all intents and purposes, I wish he could have made out in there. This was why he had a radio show, because everyone loved listening to the great George Orwell and his wonderful ideas about society and poverty and racism, and it was a good time. I visited him in the studio once. I did. I came in, I sat down, and I was like, "George Orwell, Ayn Rand." This was after the commune, and he was so friendly, he was polite, and just an agreeable man. He was so agreeable and likable and charismatic, you know. He was truly a man to be reckoned with. A gorgeous man, a true. He took charge. He saw opportunities. He grabbed them like a little pedicet. He latched on and took advantage of it anything he could. He did not let an opportunity pass him by. And that is why I admire him, because as a laissez-faire capitalist, I take advantage of any opportunity I can, too. I like exploiting workers. That's what objectivism is. At the end of the day, that's all it is. But man, George Orwell, a charismatic figure. He was a charm. Could have had his pick of any women.
Why he chose me to live in the commune with him, I may never know. All I can be thankful for is that at the end of the day, it happened, and it was good.
So, yeah, unfortunately I was the first one to leave the commune. I got kicked because I was using a ballpoint pen, and George Orwell doesn't like that. He only likes quill pens. So, Jenny Spooky, the embodiment of American insomnia, and also, I questioned George Orwell a little. Said, is that how the future's gonna be? I think the future is gonna be more computers than that, But in his vision of the future, nothing advances past sticks and stones and assorted rubble on an ink-sock street. So, I was out, and man, good times, but I was kicked out about a month early, and let me tell you, it was tough, facing rejection like that. I rarely get rejected from anything. I'm freaking Johnny Spooky, But they all said bye, and I was like, okay, bye, and I don't know if I really fit in with the group anyway. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm the creator of Spooky Soft, and what I've got in common, all these philosophizers and all these thinkers, I'm not one of them. But damn, what a missed opportunity. It was sad times, and Richard Nixon, who I had grown closest to in the commune, I gave him a big hug, and no hard feelings overall. It was all right. It was done a month later anyway, so really, who cares?
A week before the commune was dismantled, George Orwell turned to me, and he said, "Tricky Dicky, you know what? We're both good, solid Christian men. We both believe in a higher power. And you know what I found out about Ayn Rand? Is that she doesn't believe in a higher power. She believes in the ability of men to think for themselves. Not women to think for themselves, but of men to think for themselves." That really turned me off Ayn Rand. I mean, for God's sakes, I am a Christian, and I am a good, hard American. I am a good, hard American boy, and the President of the United States. And so, to be living all this time with a dirty atheist, even if she was technically a libertarian, really offended me. I'm glad George Orwell tipped me off about that. It was an ugly revelation, and something I don't want to experience again. And as a result, I have not joined any commune since. Not only are they a waste of time and distract me from my professional life as President of the United States, there are also too many hippie ones, and it's hard to tell which ones are right-wing and which ones are run by filthy, stinking hippies.
They never knew my greatest secret. Ayn Rand thought I was writing 1985, a sequel to my earlier work, 1984, published, of course, in 1950. In reality, I was not working on a book called 1985. I can't come up with original ideas or concepts. All my books are just shitting on communism. What would be the point of another volume about trashing communism? No. I was working on a 10th anniversary edition, deluxe edition of 1984, with some expanded scenes, deleted scenes, never before seen scenes, a behind-the-scenes blooper reel, and of course an expanded appendix with even more babbling on about newspeak, my made-up language that I made up. But it is relevant to modern society, of course. Anyway, man, 1984 is a good book, and if this 10th anniversary edition had come out, I probably would have, really, it would have been epic, man. It would have been so epic.
Big brother says get up. Big brother says get up. You're living in airstrips, watching something in Oceania. Big brother says get the heck up now. Big brother says rock clock's all right. Oh. What? Pain with long What brothers says get up.
July 18th, 1984. Or maybe it's August 15th. I don't know at this point. I never went to school. I don't know shit about anything. I'm Winston Smith, and I live in the futuristic city of Oceania. It's good to live here, but it's not that good. Well, I mean, it's pretty good, but maybe if life was better, it would be worse, because over here it's opposite day. War is peace, freedom is slavery, good is bad, things that are things are not the things, you know? It's a whole thing. Well, I should just say this, that I could have written this diary on one of those newfangled notepads or something, but instead I'm using a quill pen. What a joy it is to use medieval technology in a world that admittedly is already pretty medieval. What is medieval? I don't even know. History doesn't even exist. What am I talking about? Because 50 years is enough time to reshape the world from a relatively democratic society. I mean, heck, you know, at the time this was written, the United Nations was already founded, into a barbarous backward state where there's only 3 countries. America doesn't exist. Africa doesn't exist. It's just a war zone down there. No people to worry about or anything, of course. They don't have any countries of their own. I mean, are we kidding? The British Empire left Africa. You think they can run themselves or something? Anyway, I'm Winston Smith, and man, life is hard. It's a hard knock life out here, you know. I'm not a privileged military child like that writer George Orwell, because I'm not George Orwell. I'm Winston Smith, and I'm a completely separate person. I'm not just George Orwell's character instead, who happens to share the exact same ideologies and beliefs as George Orwell, because George Orwell doesn't write stories, he writes propaganda. He doesn't just write propaganda, he writes really good stories, and I'd like to write a really good story about the world in which I live. You know, in a world where all the water pipes are broken down and nothing works as it ought to, at the very least we still have our beloved Victory Gin. Let's take a big old swig. Yes. Drug addiction, the key to a prosperous society, the key to a successful dictatorship. You know, the Nazis, they were on Pervitin all the time, and things sure turned out good for them in the end, didn't it? Yes, Victory Gin and Victory cigarettes available at your local Victory supplier. Now that said, I live a hard life, you know. I collaborate with the government all the time, so I'm not a very sympathetic character. I work with the government. I help them do their dirty work. Every day it's tearing up the news, tearing up the news, tearing up reality, tearing up the truth. People never want to know what's in the news. People never demand the truth. That never happens. They sit complacently about, and I shove it down the memory hole. That's right. Man, it's the best. You know, I'm manufacturing consent, one would say. Now recently I noticed one of my coworkers has the best ass. Oh man, would I like to have it out with her. But unfortunately I live in a sexually repressive communist society where women are equal to men. Can you imagine women being allowed on the workforce? Being allowed to put out the machinery and the systems, people, 50% of humanity suddenly in the factories? Who are we kidding? Women are to stay at home, and George Orwell is supposed to divorce them. That's what women are for. To get served the divorce papers. I'm not George Orwell, I'm Winston Smith.
Yo, Winston, what is up, dude? Hello there, O'Brien. Beck is coming along smashingly. I've torn apart 50 newspapers. I've broken the spirits of 100 men, and man, today is just going great, you know? It's really, really good. I see the Irishmen have risen somewhat in the structure of things since 1950, haven't they?
The Irish are in the positions of power now.
Oh, I'm not Irish. I'm British. I'm as British as you. Man, have you heard? Some people are rebelling against Big Brother nowadays. It's the cool thing to do. All the cool guys are doing it. What do you say, huh? Should you rebel against Big Brother? I think maybe you should. It's kind of cool, you know?
What do you mean? Do you mean to say that some people are rebelling against Big Brother? Well, I've never heard something so preposterous. Why would anyone rebel against Big Brother? You know he loves us. He loves me.
Here's a really cool pamphlet I found. 10 tips on how to do away with Big Brother. If you don't like Big Brother, then this is the pamphlet for you. Go ahead, take it. I've got plenty more where that came from. I'm a member of a super cool anti-Big Brother rebellion club where we rebel against Big Brother. What do you say, huh?
Oh, heavens! You know, I've been thinking about rebelling against Big Brother as of late. I may just give this pamphlet of yours a try. I'll see you then. Man. Oh, Brian, you're a pal.
Oh, that's it. You're a pal. Catch you on the flip side, sucker.
Emmanuel Goldstein is where it's at. Fuck Big Brother. That's right. I'm a punk. I want me some Emmanuel Goldstein.
Julia, you won't believe what happened today. The most wonderful news. My boss, O'Brien, has invited me to his secret anti-Big Brother club, where we rebel against Big Brother. Oh, Winston, rebelling against Big Brother? That sounds like a smashing idea. You're a rebel. The commies aren't the rebels. You're the rebel. You're an ANCAP. Go get 'em. You know that's very mature of you. I wouldn't expect a woman to be into politics, but you are. Not enough to do anything about them, of course, but it's nice that you have a hobby. Well, I'm not like other girls. I'm a misogynist. Oh, that reminds me of someone else I know. I guess I don't. Because I'm not George Orwell, I'm Winston Smith. I don't know her. Anyway, really, thank you. Thank you. I will give that a try tomorrow. Yes, that's it. I'm simply an object for you to use. I don't rebel against the government or anything. Let me see about this pamphlet here. It says, room 101, tomorrow afternoon. Okay, seems legit. I'll be sure to give it a try. It sounds pretty dope, as the kids are saying these days, because it is the 80s after all. Party like it's 1989, am I right? Okay, yeah. Yes, Winston. You're a wonderful man. Can we have sex now? No, thanks. I'm going off to mope. You know, it's my favorite thing to do, is just to sit around and, like, be sad and be edgy and talk about how everything is awful, because, you know. Here we are, room 101. Right on the dot. I wonder why it's called room 101 and not room 201 or room 100. Oh well. Some smart reason, I assume. Okay, here we go. Oh wow. Oh boy. Secret anti-Big Brother club. Just imagine sticking it to the man. Such a rebel. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Here we are. Where is everyone? There's nobody here. What? Oh shit, where did the lights go? Someone did away with the power. Oh god. I feel sick. I feel sick to my stomach. Could it be that mojito I had earlier today? Oh shit. Oh god. No.
Guess who?
Oh, Lottie. Oh, Brian. What have you put me up to?
I'm not Irish. I'm only an Irish sympathizer. I know many Irish, and let me tell you, they're good people. Good, strong, hard-working people. Look at yourself, you little salt.
Am I to be used as some kind of lab rat in a twisted experiment? Oh, God, no! Oh, sweet Christ, I never bargained for this.
Like a broken crumpet. Sad, battered, beyond repair. Look at you. You're pathetic. Get ready to have a shamrock shake, you little shit.
Oh, my hands are painful. The mighty painful master.
I've got a pain sticker right here. This little device can fill your body with 10,000 jolts. Now I'm going to fill your body with 10,000 jolts until you admit that you love Big Brother. Because Big Brother is, all things considered, a pretty good leader. Like compared to all the leaders who came before him, not so bad.
Oh, Brian. I thought you were anti-Big Brother. You're pro-Big Brother. I thought you were for Emmanuel Goldstein. But you're not. You're for Big Brother like the rest of the love line. How could you have betrayed me like this? Oh, Brian. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. What have you done to me? What have you done to me? You've turned me from a man to a slim shadow of a man.
Get ready for some voltage, you little shit. That's right, how are you feeling, huh?
Never! I will never say I like Big Brother. I don't like Big Brother. I like Emmanuel Goldstein. Emmanuel Goldstein! I don't like Big Brother.
You know, Ingsoc isn't so bad. Airstrip 1. Living conditions are fine compared to what you put the Irish through. You heard of the Troubles, for God's sakes? Brother against brother, North against South, man against man. An Irish civil war. A lick of consideration for all that? I don't think you did.
You'll never break my spirit, you filthy jerk, you traitor.
I really don't think you did, you traditional British weirdo. Here comes 10,000 volts. Don't make me do this again. I don't want to be doing this. But I'll have to keep doing it until you admit you like Big Brother.
No, I don't like Big Brother. His mustache is too big. It's twice the size of my own. It's too large a mustache, don't you see? You can't have a leader with a large mustache. It's imposing. It frightens me, it intimidates me. No, I can't say I like Big Brother. I can't.
It hurts, doesn't it? The pain. Believe me, we've seen this before. Nothing? Oh, it's just like Grand Theft Auto 5 once you get used to it. Once you get the hang of it. Bzzz. Bzzz. Bzzz.
Really? I mean, I guess.
Oh, that's right, we've got your number now. Come on, admit it. Say you like Big Brother. Say you like Big Brother. I don't want to be doing this to you, but I keep doing it to you. Boom, 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 boom.
You know, what is so bad about Big Brother?
Ah, finally you've come to your senses. The Big Brother isn't so bad, is he? I mean, you've been living under a queen. You've been living under a parliament. You think Big Brother is bad? Back to 1910. I mean, really, like, what's so bad about him anyway? Heck, go back to 1850. Rats in the streets, Dickensian poverty. You really think Airstrip 1 is worse than that? It's improvement, you know? We have civilized offices now. TVs, technology, you know? We still don't have computers, those are still a long way off, but we're trying our best, and we need good men like you. Good, strong, hard-working men like you. So that's why, you know, we bait you into outing yourself as a subversive, and then we bring you down here and torture you until you admit that Big Brother really isn't so bad. He's not so bad. He's pretty okay, you know? Not so bad. Like, sure, the society we live in is a shambles, and presumably he's responsible for that if he's a real person, but of course he's not a real person. He's just a stand-in for Stalin, and Stalin was actually a pretty good leader. When all was said and done, you know, he defeated the Nazis at Stalingrad, he revolutionized the Soviet Union, gave it industry. Perhaps, me being an Englishman, I simply lack the capability to understand that communism is good and for the benefit of the people if handled correctly. Stalin had his, you know, he had his downsides, but, yeah, you know, not as bad as Hitler. Not even as bad as Mao, really. Man, I wish I was Irish. That'd be pretty gosh darn lit. But I'm not Irish. I'm British. You know? I mean, I feel guilty about being British. There's just something dirty about it. Like I'm some kind of backwoods heathen. But luckily, now that Ingsoc has taken over, and we've become communist, our society has progressed leaps and bounds past what it used to be. We're on the left now. Boris Johnson for Prime Minister, Maggie Thatcher for Prime Minister, fat chance. Would living in the Soviet Union even be that bad? I don't know. I only live in Ingsoc, and here in Ingsoc everything is nonsense. But, you know, Big Brother can't be so bad. Yeah, he's my big brother, he's my sibling. We're bros, you know. I mean, how can I hate him, you know? Big Brother is where it's at, that's right. Emmanuel Goldstein? Oh, sorry. Did you mean to say John Galt? Yes, they're one and the same. You never saw that coming, did you? John Galt and Emmanuel Goldstein, same person, same guy. It's all a bunch of bullshit. The world's advanced now, okay? Yeah, tell you what. I like Big Brother. I've been stupid. I've been an idiot. Big Brother, there's nothing wrong with Big Brother. He's an okay guy, you know? Nothing wrong with Big. Heck, Big Brother, yeah, I like Big Brother. yeah. You know, if my life has been defined so that war is peace and freedom is slavery and ignorance is strength, then so be it. Who gives a shit, you know? They're saving the world at this point, am I right? So yeah. I guess I actually like Big Brother a little more than I give credit for. Oh, yes, Big Brother. What a guy. So much more epic than, like, Winston Churchill or some shit. Weird eugenicist, you know? Winston Churchill sucks. Yeah. And the Queen, man. Queen Elizabeth, am I right? What a joke. Screw that. Big Brother. Oh shit, yes. Big Brother, that's right. Oh yeah. Yeah, John Galt. Same as QAnon. Same guy. Same exact guy. QAnon is John Galt. Is Emmanuel Goldstein. They're all the same person. I'm trying to catch this little bastard for years now, and he keeps spamming his shit. Spamming his weirdo propaganda conspiracy theories about how the state is evil, about how capitalism is the way to success, and how, you know, the gospel of wealth, and you have to shut him down, you know? It gets annoying. Anyway, you can let me go. Look, I've reformed, seriously. I don't give a shit who's running this country so long as I got my victory gym, alright?
I want some victory, Jim.
Yeah, so that's about it. We won't hold you here any longer, so long as you love Big Brother and say your prayers to Big Brother every night, because remember, Big Brother loves you. Big Brother is a big, nice guy.
Okay. Well, it's been great seeing you, Brian. Albeit worked and I'll be a productive member of society rather than a rebellious, weird little ANCAP QAnon creep. Okay. You have my word on that, you know.
Man, now that I really think of it, Britain is so much cooler under communism than it ever was under a monarchy. We don't have a queen anymore. That's pretty epic, you know. You used to have to go around, God save the Queen, saluting the Queen, talking about how great Prince William is, and how great Prince Charles is, and how great Princess Diana is. And now, it's just Big Brother. And that's all there is to it. He's a guy with a mustache. I kind of like that more. He has more panache, more style, more flair. Yeah, but yes.
Oh, I've seen the error of my ways. This new Britain, this new London, under a communist type deal is so much better than Britain was. Thank you for showing me the error of my ways. Seriously, thank you.
He has a cool mustache. His mustache is flippin' rad. I wish I had a mustache like that. You don't have a mustache like that. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. You're free to go. See you tomorrow at work.
Alright, I'll be off now. Ah, man. This torture device you've got here is a real doozy.
And that was about the end of it. The deluxe 10th anniversary edition of 1984 was never published. The only one of our works which gained any notoriety, which we'd been working on in the greenhouse, was Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, and good on her, you know. Marvelous lady. Truly a compliment to the gender. You know, I don't normally like women. They really scare me. They're too different from us men, you know. Go around shooting up elephants, and man, I can't even imagine a woman shooting an elephant, making an elephant roast with the Burmese god, you know. Ah, man, those days in Africa. Every young boy's dream is to go down to Africa and suppress the natives and shoot elephants, you know. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, the year was out. Commune was up. We were done. We packed it in. We said goodbye to the place. One final farewell. And it was sad, you know. Gave a handshake to Richard Nixon. Gave a handshake to Ayn Rand. I didn't want to get too close, so I wore gloves. Because women, again, do frighten me. But, man, she was smart, you know. I like how in all her books, all the female characters are subservient to the male characters. She's a good woman and a great writer, and I really love her work. It's so profound, so touching, and, well, that was about it, you know. I'm proud that the legacy of 1984 has gone on. People still read it, they still teach it in the classrooms. And it can be applied to any society. North Korea, Rwanda, no matter how complex the scenario, any group can accuse any other group of being Big Brother. If you don't like someone, just accuse them of being Big Brother. Works every time. 1984 is a universally relevant book. It's also a universally irrelevant book because everything in it is schizophrenic nonsense, and I'm a crazy man, but never mind that. The words in it sound really smart. And if you read 1984, you can sound really smart too. At the end of the day, that's really all that matters. The same goes for Atlas Shrugged, you know. If you read some of Ayn Rand's work, people will think you're smart. They won't look into what Ayn Rand's fascistic, weird, ANCAP, libertarian ideology means. You know? So, sound smart, look smart, dress the part, look smart, get smart. And, you know, that's all you can ever hope to do. It was sad to leave the commune behind. Now I think it's been paved over. It's a donut shop or something. Really sad, you know.
So many fond memories there, from the time that Johnny Spooky got the water splashed on him, to the time Richard Nixon did the ice bucket challenge, to Ayn Rand's gorgeous hyacinth garden. There's so many memories to be made, so many times to be had. We are a community. And communities are the best. Unless they're communist, in which case they're bad. We are a capitalist commune, not a communist commune.
So that's the story of the Orwellians. Where they came from, where they went, what happened to them, I don't know. I know Richard Nixon became the President of the United States. I know for a fact that Ayn Rand went on to win several more awards, most from conservative think tanks. I know George Orwell today is considered one of the greatest writers ever, despite literally nobody knowing what his work was about. And I also know, of course, that Johnny Spooky did end up manufacturing chip time. Or chip tune, or whatever it was called. So in the end, it was a happy ending for everyone. Except real intellectuals like William S. Burroughs, whose work is severely underrated. But who cares? Pseudo-intellectuals are where it's at. Until next time, I've been Nicolas Sequeira. I hope you've enjoyed this wild ride with me into the obscure story of the Orwellians, the commune that everyone forgot about because I made it up.
George Orwell, the greatest writer that ever lived. Oh yes, I've heard something's Orwellian up in here, and I've come down to investigate. I think something might be reminiscent of the novels Animal Farm or 1984. You know, I've heard that something might resemble either of those two books now. Can you substantiate these rumors, George Orwell? Are you Orwell? Am I Orwell? Who's Orwell? What's Orwellian? Are you Ayn Rand? Are we the living? Is this an Animal Farm? Can I keep the apodistra flying? Am I shooting an elephant down and out the road to Wigan Pier? Let me ask you something, pal. Just why are you here? You're not meant to be here. Shitting on Orwell's work, he's one of the greatest writers ever born. Trump uses the term incorrectly. You're using the term Orwellian incorrectly. Let me tell you how to use the term Orwellian correctly. Orwell is good and Trump is bad. Orwell is good because he's a socialist. Let me tell you something, guys, he's a socialist, okay? A full-blown communist. A full-blown pinko red, alright? That's how Orwell is. You just need to study his work a little, and you'd get that he's on the left, not on the right. Like Nicolas Sequeira thinks he is, he's not on the right. That's not right. He's on the left, man. He's a hippie. Oh yeah, he's a hippy-dippy left, pinko red communist scum. 100%, man. I've heard something's Orwellian up in this I've heard something's Orwellian up in this Is the government surveilling your life? You just might be living in a strange Orwellian society, yeah. Do you go down to the movie theater, corpses on screen? You just might be living in an Orwellian society. Do you live on Airstrip 1 with giant stone pyramids, inscriptions on the sides, memory holes, and furnaces where newspapers and books are burned? You just might be living in an Orwellian society. Really strikes a nerve now, doesn't it, to think that maybe you might just be living in an Orwellian society, yeah. Who's Orwell? Who is this Orwell? This genius of a man, this absolute genius of a man. Am I Orwell, or you? Who's Orwell? Am I Orwell? Are you Orwell? Are you? Am I? Who is Orwell? Who is it? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I'll touch.
Oh, Nellie, oh, Nellie, oh, Nellie, till the sun comes out. Wait, wait till the sun shines, Nellie. Let it get hot. When the clouds go drifting by, keep a moving. We will be so happy, Nellie. So Nellie, don't you sigh. Oh, down, 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 down. Down Lover's Lane we'll wander. Gonna get lost. Sweetheart, you and I. Mama, that's solid. Solid. Intermission till the sun shines, Nellie. We're waiting for the sun to shine by and by.
All art is propaganda, but not all art is ass-blasted garlic ranch shit like Orwell's work. Orwell was like an overflowing toilet, prolific, but ultimately crude and abrasive. My father was an asshole, even by British standards. If you read, 1984, too much George Orwell, and you call yourself a leftist, you're kind of a tool. And this is coming from me, Noam Chomsky.